Hey guys, this is Budget EDCer, and this is going to be my review of the Kershaw Shuffle. This is part of Kershaw's 2013 lineup, and in my opinion, it's the best one of the new lineup, excluding possibly the Thermite, and that's just because everybody likes the Hinderer design part of it. But as a knife overall, excluding designer, excluding any names attached to it, this is my personal favorite. It's made out of 8CR13 MOV. The lock bar is 3CR13. It's got a kind of middle-of-the-road lockup. I'd put it about 60%, which actually I like better than, let's say, 15%, because the first shuffle I bought had a lockup that was so early that I could just tap it like that and it would close up on me. Needless to say, I returned that one, exchanged it for this one, and I've been extremely happy with it. They've got this build as a multi-tool because they call this a screwdriver and that's a cap lifter. They've got a lanyard hole listed as a tool, and I don't know if I've went into that in any of my multi-tool reviews, but in my opinion, a lanyard hole is not a tool. It's hardly even a feature. It's just assumed that new knives that come out are going to have lanyard holes. Cap lifter works fine. Everything that is made by knife or multi-tool designers now has a cap lifter on it. Not extremely useful in my opinion, and it actually hurts the knife design in my opinion on this knife, because when you're holding it in hand, your palm is right there and you can feel it. If you're just opening a couple boxes here and there, you're not going to notice it. It's not going to be a problem. But to me, using it, testing it for review, it turned out to be a problem. That's a little bit pointy, and if you have large hands like I do, it's going to poke down right about there. It's not the worst thing in the world. If it is, wear a pair of gloves, get a knife that suits your needs better. Something Kershaw's doing on this new 2013 lineup is the K texture, and it adds nice traction, adds quite a bit of grip. I don't like that they're trying to throw their name all over the knife. It's kind of like SOG. Like if you've seen the SOG Aegis, the texture on it actually says SOG repeatedly. The pocket clip on SOGs is actually the letters SOG inside a little bar. Just every part of the knife says SOG, and yes, I already know it's a SOG. You don't have to put it all over the knife. I know this is a Kershaw. You don't have to put the K's everywhere. When I open the blade, it says Kershaw right there. That's enough for me. Some confusion I had with this knife when I first bought it. Walmart had the specs incorrectly listed. They had it listed as an assisted opener, and I don't know if you can tell by how fast I'm opening it. It's not. But for a manual, it's really, really quick. But if you were to need to, you can... Oh, God, that detent. You can just do that. But the confusion I had, other than it not being an assisted opener, because as soon as I got it in hand, I understood that was wrong. The blade... right there, right under the detent hole, says 3CR13. It's got the steel of the lock bar labeled on the blade. Why would you do that? Just put it in the box, put it in the paperwork, tell me it's 3CR13. Don't label it on the blade. Because when I read this, I was extremely upset, thinking I had just bought a knife that had 3CR13 steel. Thought I'd just bought the equivalent of some flea market knife, but did some more research, I was wrong. You saw me having troubles with the detent. The detent hole is extremely deep, and it takes quite a bit of force to overcome it, which some people like, and if you're in somewhere like Europe, Australia, the fact that you can't fling it open is going to help you out. But if you get enough leverage, you can just like that, and it works just as well in an assisted opener. The lock bar, it doesn't look occluded, but if you have large fingers, it is. It's uncomfortable to open and close. Just generally hurts my thumb. And my thumbs are pretty banged up as it is, because every time I get a new knife, I'll just sit and play with it for hours on end, and I've gotten 2 or 3 new knives lately. I'll have some reviews coming of some older knives I had, and in the future, newer knives that I just got. But stuff you can expect to see soon is a Spyderco Endura, CRKT Ripple, SOG Trident, stuff like that. But that's a little off topic. Something I got the idea to do that I don't remember where I got the idea for. Someone said that the backspacer looked like it would make a good standalone tool. So I took the knife apart, used it as as an independent tool, it worked alright. I wouldn't say it's on par with like the Gerber Shard or anything. But if you want a knife and a tool, you can just take that off. It makes the knife more comfortable. There are standoffs under the backspacer, so the knife retains all its rigidity, and it works fine. So, if you are looking for a really small, lightweight, which this comes in just under 3 ounces, EDC knife, this will fit you perfectly. The finger choil is great, and it's just perfect for opening boxes or something. The way it fits in your hand, it's not a defensive knife, couldn't be used as one in my opinion, but it's the perfect EDC knife. I think it outdoes the Spyderco Persistence, Mini Grip Tillion, stuff like that. I think it just outclasses them and blows them away in every aspect. So, that's going to be my review of the Kershaw Shuffle, and that's probably going to be the only review that I do of any of the 2013 Kershaw knives, unless for some odd reason I decide to pick up the Thermite, which I really doubt. If I'm going to get a Hinderer design, I'm shooting for the 0560 from Zero Tolerance, but I sincerely doubt I'll do that because for higher end knives, I'm going somewhere other than Kershaw or Zero Tolerance. That's just my preference. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about this knife. This is Budget EDCer signing off.